Illinois agility test. Looking forward to this one. Let's run through my protocol right here. So, set up my course. As you can see, it is 10 meters long and it is 5 meters wide. Okay, you start at this red cone here, you sprint up to that red cone, you then sprint back down, go through the blue and yellows, weaving in and out, and then weaving back in and out, okay, and down and round up to the red cone at top. Avid viewers will know Gary. You can see Gary up there at the top, okay, on the old laptop. And then you then sprint back down to this red cone here, okay. Just behind it is Spot, my chief official. Now, as you can see, you've got the white blocks. As per usual, they're my timing gates. So as I run through it, it will break the timer, it will break the infrared signal, which then sends a signal to old Gary up there. For those of you who haven't met Gary before, he's just on the old pad. Here he is. Okay, it will see the times which I've therefore created through the infrared blocks, and it will stop again once I go through that second set there. Chief official Spot, he's in charge of the go signal. He's also making sure that I'm doing everything correct and getting it all sorted. Okay, so prior to every fitness test, you need to perform an appropriate specific warm-up to the test you're about to complete. So I'm going to go off and complete my warm-up for this. Have you ever seen an elephant do the Illinois agility test? Watch this space. Go. So I just watched back the Illinois agility test of myself. I feel like I've let myself down, you guys, a little bit. It's like I sort of running in treacle there. I don't like to make excuses, you know, but I'm just going to kind of show you the terrain. I don't know if you can see that, guys, here. Just the amount of sand. So yeah, that was a sand Illinois agility run. And around cone number 3, number yellow, that there, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's pretty much a mountain I'm going up and down there, okay? So the uneven surface ain't great for reliability. At the end of this video, I'm going to talk about validity and reliability as well. But that there, that ain't ideal, kids. Obviously, I'd be much more like Cristiano Ronaldo if these facilities were better. So just, you know, ignore that and don't show your friends, because that was embarrassing, guys. Sorry that your PE teacher is like that. So I've just returned home after the Illinois agility test, one of my favourite tests to complete. Gary told me that my score was 15.86, which is kind of pretty average, just above normal for a male of my age as well. If you want to find out your scores, you can find norm data on Top End Sports. But next thing I just kind of want to chat about is validity and reliability of this test. So validity first. It's a pretty valid test for running. It's a running specific test, so not swimming, not cycling, anything like that. And it's useful for games players, so it's designed initially for games players. I could make it more useful for games players by adding a ball in, so if I was a rugby player, I'd put add in a rugby ball, therefore it's a bit more realistic. Same for a footballer, I could therefore kind of be dribbling around it as well. But it's a pretty valid test as far as it goes. The only downside being is that it lasts somewhere between kind of 15 and 20 odd seconds. And as we know from our energy systems, fatigue can start setting in after 10 seconds as well. So fatigue can be an issue as far as this is concerned for an agility test. So there have been adapted ones where they've made it shorter as well. So therefore it's just testing agility with it. Reliability wise, if I did this test again and again and again, would I kind of get the same scores? Well, looking at the issues which I had back in the test, firstly, surface. there's no sport which is played on a bumpy Astro. So you need to make sure that you're doing this test on the playing surface that you guys play on. So if you are a rugby player, you need to be doing it on grass. If you are a hockey player, you need to be doing it on a decent Astro. Also, it's the weather conditions. Grass is very different. If it's been rained on in October, it's completely different to when it is in the summer. You'll be faster in the summer as well. So if you are going to do this test, you need to make sure the weather conditions are exactly the same as when you first did it. So for me today, beautiful sunshine, bumpy surface, I could repeat that test quite easily again. So that's one reliability issue. You also need to make sure that you're wearing the footwear which you wear in your sport as well. So if you're a rugby player, wear rugby boots, okay? Hockey player, Astros, whatever it is right for your sport. Another factor which can affect reliability is motivation for the test. So my motivation was all right. I didn't have anyone there egging me on apart from Gary and Spot, but they're pretty quiet on the whole. So the more motivation you get, the possibly better you can do. A bit of competition as well. If someone's just run it before you, then you might actually think, yeah, actually, let's do it. Practice as well. So the more practice goes you had of it. I just went straight out there today. I didn't really feel fancy kind of a practice going through it. Just went out there, did it. If I practiced beforehand, possibly I could get that time a little bit better. Another reliability factor is stopwatches versus timing gates. Not everyone's lucky like me and managed to actually kind of get some timing gates to kind of mark that time accurately. If you're going to do it with stopwatch, you've got the problem of human error.